like to call to order this Board of Education regular meeting, Tuesday, June 16th, 2026 at 7:04 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Lala, here. Mr. Poljak,
Here.
Mrs. McPhillips, Mrs. Barnfield, here. Mrs. Theodore, here. Mr. Berardi, Mr. Trabuzio.
Here, we have a quorum. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mission statement. The mission of Norwich School District 80 is inspiring educational excellence in a nurturing environment. On to celebrate the success.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the School Citizen Award winner, which I'm going to introduce in a few moments. But our SAG Award is through our regional office, West 40. And every year we select an individual, an 8th grade student, and that represents Giles School. And they go to West Lottie. And this year, and I'm going to try really hard for the name, Mateusz Karsparczyk. Come on up. Yep, right over here. Congratulations. So at the award ceremony, they said this about Mateusz. It is an exceptional school citizen who models for others to emulate. He has a strong work ethic and excels in his academic pursuits. He is not only passionate about activities going on throughout the school, but consistently does his best to make each day positive for all those around him. And that was from his 8th grade teachers at Giles School. So congratulations. I know you prepared something for us, so go ahead.
Okay. I am very thankful to receive this award. For me, this award symbolizes all the kindness I show towards others coming back to me. And it also shows that a little bit of kindness can truly go a long way. I would like to thank all of my teachers for noticing my compassion and nominating me for this award. I would also like to thank you, Mr. Bielke, for reminding me for the past 4 years, every single day on the intercom, that I decide whether it's a good day or not. Your words truly helped me get to this moment of my life. Lastly, I would like to thank my parents for always saying that a little kindness goes a long way and that what goes around comes around. This is truly a big honor, and I will keep working hard and doing my best. Thank you.
So for our next award,
That was very nice. Thank you very much.
yeah, well said.
That was really nice.
For our next award is the Ralph A. Giebert. Ralph Giebert was a former teacher, principal, and administrator here in Norwich School District 80 for many, many years. And at that time of his retirement, the Board of Education established the Ralph A. Giebert Award to be given out at the 8th grade graduation ceremony. This year, we had 22 students nominated for this award, and Anastasia Veprin, who unfortunately could not be here today, was the winner as announced by at the graduation ceremony. Each middle school teacher is asked to nominate for any 8th grade student who strongly possesses the following qualities. And these are the qualities that Mr. Giebert held very highly. Positive attitude, integrity, compassion, leadership, honor, responsibility, cooperation, and service. So congratulations to Anastasia. I know she couldn't be here, but congratulations to her. So at this time, what we'd like to do is we'd like to take a picture with you and the Board of Education. If you don't mind, we'll take it right over here. And then we'll proudly display this on our website for Norwich School District 80.
Thank you very much for attending. We understand if you need to leave. Thank you. I have another celebration. Alan shared with me today that this is his 10 years of coming to meetings in Norwich School District. For being here, we appreciate that. Any other celebrations? We good? Thank you.
Okay, action item. Consider motion to approve the agenda as presented. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Fanny and Jim, roll call please.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mr. Colbert?
Yes.
Mrs. Lala? Yes. Mrs. Urbach Marnfield?
Yes.
Mr. Trujillo?
Yes. Motion passes. Recognition of visitors. We have any teacher visitors here? Thank you much for coming. Correspondence. Any correspondence? Public participation. Is there any? Okay. FOIA requests. They are listed and they can be found on the website as they are every month. Presentation, school improvement plans.
We're going to begin with Giles today. So every year at the student meeting, the schools come and present their plans for school improvements in the following school year. So this is for the 26-27.
Okay, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to come and present our school improvement plan for the 26-27 school year. The members of the school improvement team, which is our building leadership team, make up myself as principal, Mrs. Gulo, the assistant principal, Mrs. Fig, our 6th grade special education teacher, Mr. Haborka, who is our 7th and 8th grade science teacher, Mrs. Piotrowski, who is our 7th and 8th grade social studies teacher, Mrs. Hanson, who is our 5th and 6th grade ELA teacher, Ms. Salo, who is our social worker, Mr. Nickerson, who is our 7th and 8th grade Spanish teacher, and Mr. Coletta, who is our 5th and 6th grade social studies teacher.
So first we're going to talk about school enrollment at Giles. You can see the breakdown of our enrollment throughout the years. And then to highlight our 25-26 enrollment, we had 5th grade with 129 students, 6th grade with 114 students, 7th grade 119 students, 8th grade 120 students. In total, that's 482 students at Giles. So we are seeing a slight decline in enrollment throughout the years. In terms of certified staff, we have 32 and a half certified teachers, 3 paraprofessionals, 1 school nurse, 5 support staff, and then 2.2 building administrators.
If we look at our 2025 school data, we had 25.3 multilingual students, 10.3 students with IEPs, 42.9% free and reduced. This is just a snapshot. You can find this information on the Illinois School Report Card. So our students are Giles made. This is our school culture that we take very seriously. For positivity, respectful and responsible, inclusivity, being determined and being engaged in your learning. When you combine all of these, the students know that it makes them Giles made. It's our expectations, and we teach this a lot to make sure that they all understand what it means.
I wanted to talk to you about our school strengths today. The first thing we wanted to highlight is our check-in, check-out program. We've been running this program for several years, but this year we've really refined it to focus on student incentives, making students more connected to the process. We had 31 students participate in the program this year, and 8 students successfully participated and exited the program. Anecdotally, just speaking as a 5th and 6th grade teacher, I've heard a lot from my students that they really like this program. It helps them check in on their behavior throughout the day. It lets them have a one-on-one connection with a teacher to kind of see how they're progressing and doing throughout the day. And a lot of them found that to be really valuable. Another success that we had at our school, Strength, was our multilingual program. We had 17 students exit the program based on the scores of their access test. 10 of those students were Ukrainian speaking students. Overall, throughout the district, we had 30 students exit the multilingual program, so we were really proud and excited that 17 of those students were Giles students. Another success in our school or a strength is our extracurricular activities. We have students participate in the LNAC athletic programs. We have our award-winning band program led by Mr. Bucaro. This year we piloted an art club led by our art teacher, Ms. Henderson. We ran 2 sessions of the program this year that were very successful. And next year we're going to run 3 sessions of it. We found that students really enjoyed that program. We also have the opportunity for students to participate in our Pride program, helping to run activities and celebrations throughout the year. And we have students participate as space leaders, where they are able to connect and meet with the building administrator to make their voices heard throughout the school. Another area of success for us and strength for us is the safety that we have at our school. This year we added a school resource officer. He really worked on building and cultivating relationships both with students and families throughout the community. We piloted our digital hall pass system. We found that to be very successful at the school, and we'll continue that next year. We also have our video monitoring system that allows our admin to really get a pulse on what's happening at the school and investigate things as needed. And then we have added vape sensors this year, which has really been instrumental in helping improve school safety. This all kind of culminates into our school mantra of being Giles made. You heard the student earlier today, Matush, talk about being Giles made, making it a great day, or not the choice is yours. That is really embodied into our school culture, and we're so proud and happy to see that. Students reference that all the time. So that school culture is strengthened through things like PBIS, through Pride, through our buddy activities, through our daily announcements. So students really connect and identify with that. And then I'll also talk to you about our math growth. This is how students performed as measured by the iReady diagnostic. You can see the breakdown by grade level across the board. And we wanted to note that as a school, we had 55% of our students making typical growth throughout the year. This is still an area that we are continuing to grow, and we have some action steps to help us achieve that goal.
So based on the math action steps, we broke it down into 4 areas: collaborative planning, data-driven instruction, targeted instruction, and instructional excellence in student engagement. With our collaborative planning, we're engaging in ongoing professional learning communities, PLCs, with our staff. We're going to conduct structured peer observations to strengthen collaboration and instructional practices with our teachers. For our data-driven instruction, we're going to establish individual math goals for our students and regularly monitor progress 3 times a year. With the addition of Dr. Rabiola as Director of Curriculum and Instruction, he'll be working with our Academic Intervention Committee, which is now Woodland District. We're going to monitor intervention fidelity while maintaining current student goals and progress data. Our targeted instruction, we're going to use our flexible grouping and differentiated small group instruction to address student needs. Through our instructional framework, based on the feedback from our math team, we discovered that our current schedule did not offer enough time for that instructional framework. So as an administrative team, we came together, we reimagined and redeveloped a new schedule, which allows for 80-minute math periods. So we're excited about that. We're also, for targeted instruction, collaborate with our multilingual teachers to design scaffolded grade level math instruction that ensures equitable access for all learners. And for our instructional excellence and student engagement, We're going to implement consistent school-wide instructional practices that increase student engagement and promote high-quality learning experiences. We've already started coordinating this with Dr. Rabiola on some opportunities for professional development for our math team. And new for next school year, the math team did a curriculum review and we are looking to adopt a new program, curriculum for math called iWriting Math.
Okay, our goal number 1 for math achievement is that 60% of students will make their individual growth goal based on iWriting Math for grades 5th through 8th.
The second area we'll look at today is our reading growth. Again, this is based on student performance on the iReady diagnostic. You can see the breakdown by grade level of students who met typical growth and then students who also met their stretch goal. This totals to 59% of students making typical growth throughout the year. This is also an area that will continue to grow, develop, and refine.
For our reading action steps, again, we're using the same collaborative planning, data-driven instruction, targeted instruction, and instructional excellence and student engagement. We're going to continue with our PLC collaboration. We're also going to conduct structured peer observations to strengthen that collaboration and instructional practices with our teachers. We're going to establish individualized reading goals for students and regularly monitor their progress 3 times a year. Again, with Dr. Raviola's support with the Academic Intervention Committee, we're going to monitor the intervention fidelity while maintaining current student goals and progress data. For targeted intervention, we're going to utilize our instructional framework to support all students. And for our instructional excellence and student engagement, we are looking for our consistent, school-wide, high-quality instructional practices.
That leads us to our reading goal. 65% of our students will make their individual growth goal based on iReady reading for grades 5 through 8 from fall 2026 to spring 2027.
The third area we wanted to look at is some of our behavioral data. What you're looking at here is minor referrals by grade level, comparing the 2024-25 school year to the 25-26 school year. This is based on minor referrals written through our PBIS reward system. Just a note that it's comparing last year's 5th grade in the purple with this year's 5th grade in the yellow. So you can see it broken down by grade level. We noticed an increase from last year's 7th grade to this year's 7th grade. 6th grade remained the same, and then 5th and 8th grade both decreased the amount of referrals written, and we noticed a really significant decrease for our 8th graders.
Looking at the major referrals, this holds true for the major referrals where the 7th grade had an increase and the others had a decrease.
So some of our action steps that we plan on implementing next year, in terms of staff capacity, we're working on providing teachers with professional development focused on behavior regulation, de-escalation strategies, classroom management strategies, all things to help our students be successful in the classroom. Another thing that we do and will continue to do is conduct weekly grade level problem solving meetings. We call them LIPS meetings. We meet weekly as a team to review our behavioral data and help identify any trends that we're seeing across the grade level and brainstorm and implement things that we can do to help our students be more successful in the classroom.
Student support and intervention, implement weekly social, emotional, and behavioral self-assessment through PBIS rewards. And this is a place where students will earn points for following expectations so they can positively enforce their behaviors. We will also provide targeted supports and mental health services for students identified as at risk.
In terms of promoting that positive school culture and expectations, we'll continue to promote that Giles-made mindset through use of our PBIS rewards app. Students can always earn points and incentives by demonstrating that pride behavior and positive behavior in the classroom. And we'll continue to teach, model, and reinforce expectations outlined in our pride building matrix.
For family and community partnerships, will communicate district expectations and important information consistently with families, foster positive relationships and strengthen school connections through collaboration with the school resource officer, and also the Norwich Police Department have a social worker that's available as well.
For our goal 3 for social emotional behavior, our office discipline referrals in the school year 26-27 will decrease by 5% in comparison to school year 25-26. Then the next slide is our Giles staff. And so that concludes our presentation. If you have any questions. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Good evening. We're excited to share the school improvement plan here this evening. Our next slide just kind of shows us a picture of the team that you see right here. Sporting District 80 apparel. Obviously, Sean Randall, Principal lead.
Kurt Preble, Assistant Principal lead.
Josie Giannini, interventionist lead.
Felix actually fourth grade teacher.
Hi, Wendy Hyde, kindergarten teacher. Trish Schultz, third grade teacher.
Only second grade teacher.
Patrick Woodward, the teacher.
Valerie Polly, first grade teacher.
So there was initially a plan to go in order of like grade level. We got through that part.
All right, so on the first slide, you can see the District 80 mission and vision. I'm not going to read it to you, but what I do want to say is, what I think is really powerful about our mission and vision is you can walk through Lee School or visit Lee School at any time, and you will see our mission and vision in real time. So I think that's really cool. It's not only the words, but you can see it when you come through our building. So Lee School, we are 608 Tigers strong. Our enrollment has been going down in recent years, just like Giles is, but we are still a mighty and happy crew. Out of these Tigers, 44% participate in our free and reduced lunch program. 32% of these students are multilingual learners, and 14% of these students are students who have IEPs.
Some strengths. Our preschool program this year earned the Golden Circle of Quality Award, which was very prestigious and we're proud of that. As far as our 5 essential survey, we've seen steady improvement over specifically this past year. So almost all the areas went up as far as ranking. Now the students participate in this as well as the teachers. And some of the top areas that we noticed were academic personalism, meaning the students felt like teachers reached out to them for their specific needs and helped them with their specific goals. English instruction, and then student-to-teacher trust, which obviously is a huge foundational piece that we're proud of.
Some more about the strengths at Lee School. We have a partnership with Norwich Park District where students can enroll in after-school activities. They have a ton of fun in those various classes to choose from, as well as our summer opportunities for students. Students can enroll for enrichment purposes or for some reinforcement as well.
Some more strengths that we're proud of here at Lee School is our acceleration model. This past year, in 3rd grade, they spearheaded this program. It was led by Mrs. Schultex, where students were pulled out of their regular classrooms for enriched curriculum in the areas of language arts and math. It went so well that it's going to continue and expand in 4th grade, but there will be a 4th grade homeroom dedicated to those students who are going to have that enriched program as well with the curriculum. Also, we're very happy and proud of our facility upgrades. They've been a long time in coming, and it really truly does
makes you feel good walking in here. Even when you step in, start your day at the front door in the foyer with the beautiful welcoming sign and just the feel of it all. You walk down the halls with the paint, the floors. We have new furniture in all the classrooms, which really just sets the tone to have a positive learning environment for our students.
Okay, so Lee was recognized by Branching Minds for its commitment to creating coordinated systems and data-informed practices and the implementation of these systems in the first 90 days of school. Lee was selected as a winner in the leadership and collaboration category. So Branching Minds MTSS is a big part of what we do, and it was nice to receive that recognition.
Lee was also recognized by Midwest PBIS for the work that we did with our Tier 3 piece of our pyramid this year. So one of the goals from last year, the school improvement goals last year, was we recorded a 0 on fidelity inventory for Tier 3. And we wanted to get to a 10. We're going to talk a lot more about that later. But the work that we did was submitted to Midwest PBIS. They recognized us for us. So that was pretty cool.
And some challenges. So we have a really good SEL support system right now, but as new emotional needs come up, this is something that needs to continue to be updated, and so that's why Tier 3 SAB support is something that's a challenge right now, because it's something that needs to continue to be updated and worked through. Third grade just was able to pilot our new yearly curriculum, but this is something that the whole school, K-4, is going to be implementing next school year. So with the new curriculum, with anything new, there's going to come with some challenges. So that is one of our challenges right now as well. And along with that, our multi-level student support. We luckily have had 19 students last year exit, and then 13 students this year exit. So to keep that going and keep the students exiting and with their ML supports, this is something that we want to continue building through, especially with our ML support.
Some other challenges we're continuing to work on is varying some instructional strategies. We wanted our building to be consistent with our instructional strategies and practices across all grade levels to build that consistency. We also are continuing to work on student discourse. What that means is students having meaningful conversations, high-level conversations amongst each other about curriculum and what's going on in the classroom. And we're also still working on very hard our teacher collaboration. We are continuing to make that a priority, not only with our grade levels, but through vertical teaming as well.
All right, so that leads us to our problem statement. So our first problem statement is in regards to math. So over the past 4 years, we've averaged that 65% of our students making expected gains in math. In this past year, 70% of our students made their expected gains on the IRB math assessment. So problem statement 2 focuses on ELA. So over that same 4-year period, we had 69% of our students making their typical growth or making their expected gains. And during the current school year, we were at 68% of students meeting that typical growth according to the IRB rating. And our third problem statement focuses around social, emotional, behavioral support. So as Mr. Preble mentioned, last school year, we completed the tier fidelity inventory, and we scored a 0 for tier 3. That has increased now. Most currently, we scored 13 out of 34. So about 38% for the tier 3 portion, which is a big increase, but we want to see that continue to improve.
So with that being said, we have some action steps in place on how we can meet these challenges and try to improve as always. The first item listed is PLCs, and that's where our teachers will collaborate on ongoing PLCs to strengthen our responsibility to meet the needs of all of our students to make sure that they're all successful. The second item is data and goals. Teachers will use math and reading goals, which we get from the benchmarking data that we collect in fall, winter, and spring, and that will help us guide to make groupings of our students to give the best type of instruction, which leads us to measure 3, which is that small group instruction. We try to make sure that we use that data to guide how we group our students to make sure that we are giving them flexible grouping, differentiated instruction for kids at all levels, all tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 levels. With the addition of our new director of instruction and curriculum, he will help guide teachers to ensure that those groupings are effective and that they meet the needs of all students, and the academic intervention committee will also be doing work to further collaborate on that. And the last item on the left side, number 4, is collaboration. We are constantly collaborating and will continue to do so through morning collaboration where we meet with various areas of different groups of teachers. We have our BLIPS meetings, we have our ML meetings, all of those things to make sure that we are constantly all aware that the kids are getting what they need no matter who they're working with.
As Mrs. Jean said, we are meeting in our PLCs often, and we are discussing things like academic vocabulary and ELA, math, science, and social studies. We're also checking to make sure that all of our grade level members are teaching with fidelity and monitoring one another. We want to make sure that our instruction is consistent as well as effective. During our PLCs, we often discuss instructional practices. We are really focusing on student discourse. I know Mrs. Schulteis had mentioned that already. That is a big area where we are trying to encourage kids to have some academic conversations about what they're working and learning and sharing their strategies with one another. And finally, we have peer observations. That's when the teachers will visit a grade level above or below and just kind of see what is happening in those classrooms, and if those instructional practices look similar and different, and then we have conversations about how to get on the same page. And our new director of curriculum and instruction will be helping us with those instructional practices and with our peer observations, so we can make sure that we have consistency and effectiveness among grade levels.
Our math goal is to have 72% of students meet their growth goal. We've had an average of about 65%, and most recently we're at 70%, so we always want to do better. We're going to push for 72%.
For our goal 2 with ELA, we kind of saw with our last data, we were floating around that 69%, 68% this past school year. Trying to jump up to that 72% of students will meeting their growth, measured by the iReady reading diagnostic assessment for this year.
Goal 3 for SCB, we're currently at the sustaining level for tier 1 and tier 2. The past spring, we talked about this already, we scored a 13 from 0 out of 34 in tier 3. So by the end of the school year, for next year, the tier 3 portion of the tier fidelity inventory will increase to a score of 22 out of 34. And then on this final slide for our social emotional behavior, in the previous slides we talked about the work. We developed our, we have a behavior intervention committee. It's one of our committees that meets every month. That committee has turned into our buildings tier 2 and tier 3 committees. So through that work in that committee, we're able to design systems and plans so that we can support our students even better in the tier 3 setting. And some of the ways we do that is to design structure to it, communication to it, so everybody's aware of how the systems work, how our students get what they need. And then the next step to that is to build in some annual accountability audits, if you will, so we make sure we're saying what we're doing what we're saying, and that everybody knows exactly what the plan is.
Any questions? Good. Well, I would just like to say thank you to our team for joining us, and to Julian and James for coming in to present this out. This is really important information. This becomes what we do, day in and day out for the next year. It really sets our path, so it really is important. I want to say thank you.
You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but we understand.
Administrative reports. Nothing to you. Special education, Mr. Masters.
Yeah, just a couple of quick notes. So one of the first things is for our preschool program. We actually just finished up our last preschool screening of the year on June 5th. There will be one new screening scheduled for August 21st. We've already had a couple of inquiries about that, so it was nice to get that out in the public. The second thing is actually wanted to celebrate our multilingual learners. So as was kind of alluded to earlier, we had 30 students who achieved a score of 4.8 or higher, which means that they are eligible to exit multilingual services. So approximately about 10% of our current NL's population has actually declined. So that's a huge celebration, massive props to our ML students and to their instructors as well. And finally, our ESY program is off to a great start, as just as a friendly reminder, kind of a very niche type of summer school for students who have IEPs, making sure that they can continue their progress as the summer months are and they're away from traditional schooling. So that concludes my report.
Thank you. Student reports, Giles School, Mr. Getke.
Yes, today, earlier this evening, I held a class of 2027 Washington, D.C. parent meeting. It was well attended, it was virtual. The reason for us doing it now is by doing it now, we're able to provide a little better discount to the parents for the trip. And also it gives them a little bit more time if they're choosing to finance it, to have lower payments. The trip will be May 10th, 11th, and 12th of May of 2027. So, yeah, well turned out today, and that concludes my report.
Lee School, Dr. Raviolo.
Thank you. So just want to share that we ended the year with a few different end-of-year celebrations. We had our kindergarten celebration, which was always fun, seeing them up there and also just kind of hearing what they want to be when they grow up, as they go up and get their certificate. We sent our fourth graders on their way, off to Giles. They did a little, the clap out and had some silly string, some parents who had a little funny camp. It was really, really awesome to see. Of course, they all came out in tears, but happy tears, I think, for those. But there's, I'm sure there's a piece of them that's going to miss, being a lead tiger. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that miss them here too. And then we had our preschool celebration, which was really cute. Families were able to come out. They, brought some little treats to share, and kids got their certificate. There's a little photo booth. They sang a song. It was really exciting to see. And I also got to experience it on the parent side, which was very fun, exciting, and cute. And my son is still singing that song, I know. But a lot to celebrate. We also had a Glow and Grow dance party, which was awesome. All the kids were dancing, having a good time. So really just tried to make the end of the year as positive, fun, and really end it all that.
Thank you. To board committees. Education, nothing to report currently. Board policy development.
It's in my report.
Building and grounds in the report. Behavioral intervention, nothing currently. Negotiations and human resources will address in closed session. Finance, Kimmy, which you mentioned.
We've been notified by the county to expect the tax bills to be delayed by approximately 2 months, which they're saying is an improvement from last year. They are also going to have, last year they had the opportunity to do a loan through the county, but it was more restrictive. This year they're also going to have that opportunity to do a loan through the county. I don't think we'll need to do that. If we need to do anything, it would maybe be like the temporary loan we do from ourselves from working cash. So if it is only 2 months, that we should be fine. Yeah, the other thing that's kind of frustrating is they still don't have their website up. So while they're saying that we've received the majority of tax funds, there's really not a surefire way for us to check that, or even when we're getting the money in. Previously, when we would get the funds in, I can go online and see exactly what they were. If they were like 2024 collections, 2025 collections, or past due, we can't look that up. So it's frustrating to not know exactly what's going on there, so hopefully we'll be able to see that soon.
Did they give you some prospective date for the website?
Not for the website, no.
Thank you. Communications, nothing to report currently, and Norwich Park District will address the closed session. On to your discussion items.
Thank you. I first wanted to start off mentioning that the community is going to have a 250th celebration. This is Norwich and Howard Heights celebrating the United States 250 years on August 20th through August 23rd. So a couple things to highlight on that. I wrote down here, it's on a carnival on the former Divine Savior land. I haven't heard they renamed that land, so if anyone has heard that, I don't know.
They're just called Montrose and Hosanna.
Montrose and Hosanna. Thank you.
There's a
That's
name
where-
floating around, but they haven't decided.
No. So two things to highlight. National Night Out is going to be celebrated during this time instead of typically when it's earlier in August. So August 20th from 4 to 6. We've already been advertising this to families, and we'll keep sending things out to the board to remind you of that. Always a good night. And of course, as you remember, National Night Out is all about an annual community building night promoting police and community partnerships. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about today is there is a parade that we've been invited to participate in, and this is on August 22nd. It kicks off at 10 a.m. in the morning, which is on a Saturday. So what I understand, there is a driving portion, a walking portion as well, and they have invited the board to participate in the parade, as we did a few years ago on the Norwich celebration. Is that something you'd like me to put in an application for? That will participate?
You should.
Yep, that's fine. I will attend as well. Okay. We have a resolution to vote on tonight, and this resolution is moving $400,000 out of operations and maintenance, which is Fund 20, into our capital fund 60. The purpose of this are Giles summer renovations. So we're doing classroom renovations in that 7th and 8th grade wing, which have already started. As I have mentioned to you before and have communicated with you, I would like to do some changes to teacher's lounge, not a major rehaul, but just kind of some freshening up, and then to look at some safety and changes to the school main office there at Giles. Mrs. Hyde tonight talked about walking into Lee and seeing kind of nice fresh look. We'd like to establish that at Giles as well. Any questions about the resolution tonight? So I was invited last week to attend a critical response group. Brian, I'm feeling like you can do my report for me today. So this is a grant that we are in partnership with area schools and emergency responders. It's actually really cool. So this CRG, or Critical Response Group, or grant group, is working on, we're already involved in it. We've already got all the funding for it, thanks to the police departments in the villages. What they're going to do is provide the schools, they're going to walk the schools, and then they're going to provide the schools with a unified map of both the schools, but then also, of course, Ridgewood, Uniridge, and Penoyer. They're going to create a grid, a template, key landmarks on it, site-specific labels, and then be able to use this for any type of emergency that would happen inside or outside the school buildings. These are a little different than what the architect typically makes. So this is more of a gridded map where everyone would have the same language as well. So it could be something where the police department is like, go to A5, and they identify where that is on the map. That also could be fed right into Crisis Go, which is really nice. And remember, when there is an emergency with Crisis Go, the police do have access to that as well. So we'll be able to put everything all in one place. Brickwork at Giles has started. If you haven't seen, this is the area that is right off of where Oleander dead ends into Cullum. The two sides, that whole entire part is being rebuilt, where the lentils were kind of falling down. Good news, no structure damage here. So once we took off the first layer of brick, everything looked good. we're just now at the point of trying to rebuild all that. We were pretty lucky to get a nice match to the brick that is existing, so I don't even think we're gonna notice much. They are rebuilding those lentils that are underneath, those big, like kind of gray pieces. So I don't even think this is gonna even look any different on what the building looks like now. The area where we did have a little more trouble, this is the area that is on the east side of the 1949 building. So as you can see, if you look at the second picture that I have up there on the left side, that's the elevator that was built in '01. So that is different brick. If you look at that brick really closely, the brick that's getting replaced is in picture number 1. What we were planning to do is we were going to start at that second floor lentil and then rebuild the brick going up, because that's where the brick is pulling away from the inner part of the building. However, we cannot get a match for that. It's the 1949 part of the building. It's much older. Those bricks are a different size than what size bricks are today. That was like 12-inch bricks. These are 11 3/4. So it's this has a lot more green and yellow in it, which you may not be able to see from these pictures, but it just doesn't match. So we did make a decision then, we're gonna actually start the new brick all the way down at the first level sills instead, and go up with brick throughout that whole side. So that whole side that you see in picture number 2, that whole part will all be rebuilt with the brick, and it will match the brick that was the elevator addition in '01. The buildings are old, and they're gonna be with us for a very long time. So I think this was an important move for us to be able to match the brick to keep the good look of the building going. Also, the side that's in picture number 1, the side that's on the first floor, that's the link between the 5th and 6th grade wing and the gym. That was also built in '01 when the soundproofing. So it'll all match that brick as well once they're finished. We're projected to finish the first week of August. With the additional work, they are saying they may go into the second week of August, but we're hoping we'll be done by the 8th at the latest.
Well, I hope the Illinois agency that has determined Giles to be a historic building will be okay with these permits.
They have approved the project. Everything is approved with the project. It is an old building. It is. And it is a $39,000 increase to our budget for this project. But we felt that it was important for us to keep a nice look of the buildings. If we had broken in the middle there with different brick, we just don't think it would have worked.
Separately, out of curiosity, the federal grant for mapping both schools is Illinois going to be included in that?
Correct, yeah, all of our schools
All
are.
of Norwich, all of Harwood Heights, and all of Schiller Park schools, because the grant was funded through the dispatch center, through the Next Gen 911 grant, so we were able to get all of the schools. And it is a state law to get mapped your schools, so you'll be in compliance with the state law as well. So, and you don't have to pay for it. So.
Good. Well, it's comprehensive. Good.
Thank you. Okay, then just, we have a little note of a couple policies that are in our agenda tonight. Press 121, which our policy committee met on and went through each policy. A couple of things in there we had to discuss, but nothing that was too difficult for the committee. Some stuff on student records, personnel, family engagement, Open Meetings Act updates, and then 5-year reviews. On policy 800s, we're up to those. So we've read all of our 800 policies, and we decided to change policy 820, which you have the details of. This is just the community use of school facilities. We want to match the language to our current practice. And then 880 is, I had asked if we could make this change. This is any gifts to the district threshold to move it to 1,500 for board approval instead of the amount of 500. This mostly comes from NSF or PTA. I can certainly let the board know when these happen, but typically this happens more often than so putting it on an agenda would, now mitigate that need. $1,300. Any questions about policies? Okay. So we talked last month about canceling our July Board of Education meeting. Do we want to have a discussion about that? Is everyone in favor of it? We do have that on the agenda in consent, but we can always pull it if we want to keep it. Okay. Then our next meeting would be August 18th. I would ask the board to come a little early that night at 6:30 so that you can meet our new staff. We do have a few new administrators. That would be nice to meet the board on that. And that concludes my report. Any questions?
On to consent agenda. I need a motion to approve 15A through 15F. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Lauren and Maria. Is there any discussion? Anything to discuss among those? Anyone? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Urbach Barnfield?
Yes.
Mrs. Lala? Yes. Mr. Colgan?
Yes.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mr. Trabuzio?
Yes, the motion passes. Any board comments? Okay, closed session. Consider motion to adjourn to closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary, schedules for one or more of the classes of employees, security procedures, school building safety and security, and the use of personnel and equipment to respond to an actual, threatened, or a reasonably potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, the public, or public property, and review of closed session minutes. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second. Jim? Motion passes. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mr. Colgan?
Yes.
Mrs. Lala? Yes. Mrs. Urbach Barnfield?
Yes.
Mr. Trabuzio?
Yes, the motion passes. We will meet in closed session, 7:56 now. What?
Right.
Yeah. 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, we are back in open session at 9:36 p.m. We're going to move on to action items. 18A, consider motion to approve a resolution to transfer $400,000 from the Operations and Maintenance Fund to the Capital Project Fund. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Bang?
Second.
Maria? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mrs. Lala? Yes. Mr. Polchak?
Yes.
Mrs. Urbach Barnfield?
Yes.
Yes,
Mr. Trabuzio?
the motion passes. 18B, consider motion to approve 3-year agreement with Norwich Park District. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Jim? Lauren? Roll call, please.
Mr. Polchak?
Yes.
Mrs. Urbach Barnfield?
Yes.
Mrs. Lala?
Yes.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mr. Trabuzio?
Yes, the motion passes. 18C, consider motion to approve the evaluation rubric for extracurricular stipend position. Motion, can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Bang, roll call, please.
Mrs. Urbach Barnfield?
Yes.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mrs. Lala? Yes. Mr. Polchak?
Yes.
Mr. Trabuzio?
Yes, the motion passes. 19, personnel action items. Can I get a motion for 19A through 19C?
Motion.
Second.
Maria, Jim, roll call, please.
Mrs. Lala? Yes. Mr. Polchak?
Yes.
Mrs. Urbach Barnfield?
Yes.
Mrs. Theodore?
Yes.
Mr. Trabuzio?
Yes, the motion passes. Need a motion to adjourn this meeting at 9:38. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The meeting is now adjourned.